What's up, guys? It's Promise Nicholas here. Some of you know me already, some of you are just seeing me for the first time, and that's great. Welcome to the family, and welcome to the Machine Mentality Podcast. In this podcast, we'll be diving into the world of Forex trading and beyond. I'll be sitting down with top industry traders to discuss their experiences, strategies, and insight that propel them to success. In this first episode, we're talking about mental wellness, mind over market. But before we go deep into that, we have our first guest on this show, and he's not a first of all, Ray. CreativeRhay, nice to have you.
Thank you very much, Nicholas, for having me in your studio today. I am honored to be here. Thank you.
Great. That's so nice. When I was preparing for this topic, I actually thought to myself, who was the right person that could really talk about psychology, and I was like, it's not that person that you can feel like we can always have that discussion, me and you, and
sure.
Dive more into the psychological aspect of trading.
Sure.
As you know, psychology is over 90% of what forex trading is about.
Definitely.
But it's also one of the key factors that most traders ignore, and they tend not to give too much attention to, but focus more on the 10%.
Yeah.
So I just feel like this video will actually that point traders to the right direction and show them what they should really be putting a lot of their energy into, and I'm glad to have you. We're going to be talking about when we talk about mental wellness, we're going to be discussing on so many things, like how does it affect trading.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about what are the solutions behind dealing with bad psychology. We're going to be talking about emotions, what kind of emotions affect trading, the good ones, the bad ones. There's gonna be so much I want to discuss on this podcast that I feel like every other trader watching at home or watching wherever they are will be able to, learn something from. Okay, so we are here to share knowledge. And you guys, welcome, because this is free knowledge.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So first of all, let's discuss how does mental wellness play a crucial role in trading.
Okay, thank you. Mental wellness. Well, mental wellness is just basically keeping a healthy mindset.
Okay.
So many people think that Forex is just about clicking the buy or sell button, right? But it's way more than that. It's a big field, right? There is the technical aspect of trading, there's the fundamental aspect of trading, and there is the psychological aspect of trading where the mental wellness falls under,
Okay.
right? So it's just like making sure you are in the right frame of mind, your brain is functioning well, and your mind is relaxed. You are at peace with yourself. Nothing is bothering you. Nothing is disturbing you. You are not pressuring yourself. That way, you're just doing things that someone in the right frame of mind should do.
Yeah.
So that's why they say if you are not okay mentally, you should avoid making decisions, not even trading, making decisions in every facet of life. You should be mentally okay. You should not be making decisions when you are too happy, because mental wellness does not mean you are only down.
Yeah.
You might be too happy,
Yeah.
or you might be too sad.
Yeah.
So you should just try as much as possible to balance it. You are not too happy, you're not making decisions when you're too happy, you're not making decisions when you're too sad. Okay, so basically that's just what mental wellness is all about.
Yeah.
Just keeping a sane mind, a healthy mindset.
Yeah. And that's just the truth.
That's it.
Before we even dive deeper into mental wellness, I'm very sure that there's some few viewers who might not have any idea of what forex trading is.
Okay.
Maybe they just discover this video out of maybe their feed, and they just want to know what is we talking about. Okay, so
Okay.
Can we just in just a few seconds summarize what forex trading is about for someone that out there that might not have any idea?
Okay, so basically, yeah, forex trading is just buying and selling of foreign currencies. The name forex is foreign exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, in every day of our life, we carry out this foreign exchange, whether knowingly or unknowingly, right? But in terms of the forex market, we are buying currencies. We buy and sell currencies digitally. Now, I'll just give you a layman example of what forex is about. Say you have the naira, you want to purchase the dollar, right? And you go to meet all this aboki. Okay, let me give you naira, give me dollar. That is forex. You are buying another currency for another currency, right? So that's just what we do. Just that here, we are doing it digitally. We are not seeing who we are selling to or who we are buying from, right? And there is someone somewhere that is ready to buy at any price. There's always somebody ready. So in split seconds, if you are selling, someone is buying from. If you are buying, someone is selling to you. Do you understand? So basically, that's what just forex is about: exchanging currencies for another currency.
So it's as simple as the name sounds.
Yeah.
Foreign exchange. So exchanging foreign commodities, foreign assets, foreign
Yes.
currencies.
Foreign
You know,
currencies.
exchanging this thing like you have your own local currency
Yeah.
and you're exchanging it with another currency, or
Yeah.
just exchanging two foreign currencies.
Yes.
So whatever exchange, there must be exchange.
There must
between
be
those two.
exchange. Yeah, that's why the name is Forex.
So
Foreign
then
exchange.
trading is just making profit or losses from those exchanges that
Yes.
that you're trying to make.
Yes.
It's actually a very nice thing. I really wish that people really can really pay attention.
It's an interesting
So, yeah,
field if
and
you
really
ask me.
pay attention to, like, actually what forex trading is about, and not just the yeses that they're hearing on the internet. There's a lot of people that say, whenever I just mention forex trading, the next thing that in their head is scam.
Scam, yeah, because they've been scammed actually.
They're really
from people that have probably propelled forex in a wrong
in
way,
a wrong way, yeah.
promising heaven and earth.
Yeah.
So they just go with that mindset that someone has scammed me, or I've heard a story of someone that has been scammed, so automatically this is a scam. But in the end, it's just trading. Like you trade when you go to the normal regular market. Someone selling clothes is trading.
And you buy
He's getting
from
money and you buy from him. It's the same thing, just
And
that
you-
we are
yeah.
just buying currencies here.
Yeah.
So you can do it yourself. You don't even have to give someone money to do it for you. Call
Exactly.
investment. There are some people that they know that we Nigerians are gullible.
Yeah.
Right? An average Nigerian is gullible. He wants to make quick money. So they just use this opportunity like, okay, since they want to make this quick money, let me just promise them heaven on earth. You see someone promising 40-50% a month. You might do it 1-2 months, but is it sustainable? It's not. Truth be told.
And you really don't always have to give someone your money to try. If you can learn question by your own, you can always do it by yourself.
Of course, the best thing is to learn. Don't
is to-
depend
is
on
to learn
anybody.
by-
Actually,
Exactly. So even when you go to the market and use your money to buy goat meat, that's trading.
yeah, that's
You
trading.
exchange a valuable thing
Yep.
for something in there that has value as well.
Of course.
Guys, I wish you guys are hearing what we're talking about for. So if you're new and you don't know what forex trading is about, and feel like what just might make you curious, so it's you can go and make your research about it. It's a very interesting field. Now, okay, going into the topic at hand, talking about mental wellness, and we have agreed that psychology makes up at least over 90% of what trading
Trading
is.
is about,
And it's actually also one of those one of those factors that many traders ignore. That is why we are seeing that over 90% of traders are unprofitable. Okay, and it's just because of this factor that makes 90% of what trading is.
Yeah.
So if the other 5% are people that have been able to conquer psychology, okay, and I feel like if traders are able to follow what the 5% are doing, okay, we know it's not possible for everybody to conquer their psychology.
Of course.
Right? It's not possible. That's why we still have a large number of people who are not profitable. But for those that really want to win, okay, if you can follow what the 5%, is actually what the 5% are doing, then you can start to see results in your trading. And in this podcast, we're going to talk about a lot of things that will help you reach that, or that will expose what the 5% are doing, that will make you way better in your trading. So just sit tight and watch. Now, going into the case of emotions.
Okay.
How does emotion affect trading? Now, before you even tell me how it does, I want you to list the emotions, the kind of emotions that the trader might have that will affect their trading, and then go ahead and tell me how these emotions affect trading.
Okay, there are different types of emotions, right? There is the emotions that comes with fear of missing out, right? You don't want to miss out on this trade, so you are jumping, just like jumping on a moving bus, right? Oh, the trade is going, let me just enter like that without doing any analysis. There is fear of leaving money on the table, right? You are scared that what if let me just take this profit here. I don't know if it will reach here. Meanwhile, the trade is actually supposed to go to where it's supposed to go to, but because of that, you are scared. All right, that is one thing that will play with your emotions. Another factor is greed, right? You've seen what you're supposed to see. You're supposed to get out of the market, but then you'll be like, no, I must get to this amount of money before I leave the market, which is very, very dangerous. Okay, now I will share something that happened to me 2 weeks ago. Okay, so I was trading this prop account on the verge of passing my phase 1. Yeah. And I've traded it, profit loss, back and forth and all. So eventually now I made massive profit. Like I had winning streaks. Okay, so the last trade I was supposed to pass this trade, so I was at the gym and I was constantly checking. Meanwhile, I don't check my phone when I'm at the gym, but that day I just told my guys that please call me when this thing gets to this level. I just want to see it. I don't know why, but then that was emotions, right? So when I saw it, it was playing with me. It will remain like $50 to like pass the account. Before you know, it dropped down to 100. Before you know, it was just playing like that. So I was like, okay, let me get home first. So I was on my way home, and he was still playing with me. So I said, okay, I'm going to stay and look at this thing, so that when it gets to that level, when I know I've passed with phase one, because we're just remaining like few dollars, and it got to that level. Before I could close out, ideally I'm supposed to allow it to pass that level, so that in case of any delay when I want to close, I won't affect. But it just crossed that level by probably $2 or so. So I was like, oh, let me just close this thing, like the adrenaline rush. Let me just close this thing, and before I could close it, it dropped. And something that had already passed, if I was patient enough. But then the fear of, I don't want this thing to go down, that fear, right? And before I could close, it dropped back to like, I needed like $5 now to pass the account. Now I've closed the trade. Now, out of emotions, I'm like, $5, what is $5? $5 is, I risk more than this on a normal day, yeah? So without even doing analysis, I just jumped in. That is fear of missing out now. I didn't want to miss out. I wanted to pass the account that day, so I jumped in. And I said, okay, I need $5. I'll risk $30. You can see how would I put it? How that was. It wasn't even okay. It wasn't a proper risk. I'm looking for $5, but yet I'm risking $30.
Yeah.
Does it even make sense? It doesn't. But then I was making decisions based on emotions, right? So I lost the $30. From $30, I said, okay, let me risk $100. I can make the $30 back. I lost the $100 in a space of few minutes. So this is few minutes we are talking about. Then it was now like I needed like I think $100 and something to pass the account. I'm like no, I'm going to still do it. What is there? Then I go and I jumped in again. I think I reached like another $100. Then I lost again. I was so angry. Then
so you kept moving down from when you wanted $5
from when I wanted now I needed like $300 to $400 to pass from $5 to $400. So I told my guys, we're just like, guy, just go offline, just turn off your phone and just go offline. So I went off. I didn't turn off my phone actually. Okay, I turned off my trading phone, but my other phone was still on. So I just went online. I just watched some videos. I laughed and it was good. So coming back the next day, they asked me, "Are you okay to trade? Are you good?" We'll still talk about having groups like peer groups while trading.
Yeah.
All right. So we're like, "Are you good? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I feel like I'm ready for today." So what happened yesterday has happened. Now let me shock you. That trade, if I was patient enough, I would have passed that account, because in the end, that trade went in the direction I analyzed it was going to get to. Yeah, he take profit, but I wasn't patient enough.
So if we were patient enough for it to hit TP, I've actually passed the account without
easily that day without having to go back and forth. Yeah, I have passed the account currently though, but then as at that time, if I was not say a strong trader when it comes to emotion, I've not like kind of mastered the fact that I need to stay off when I'm making emotional decisions, I would have blown the account from $5 to like nothing.
Yeah, you will just keep going over.
I would have just I want to pass this. So I feel like many traders, they have this as a challenge, not knowing when to log off, not knowing when to say, okay, I'm done for today, or I'm done for the week, I'm not doing it again, or not going back to find out their errors, right, and coming back to be like, okay, I made this error, let me not do this again. Because the only way you can grow emotionally is if you know that, okay, I made this error this time, this error cost me this, right, when I made it, let me try as much as possible not to make it again. That is the only way you grow. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, it's not possible.
Yeah, great.
Right.
And I also think another thing that affects traders is, especially new traders, is they always want to win. You know, but I know once you understand that losing a trade is not a reflection of you,
of course,
okay, but it's just the market probability at work. I feel like it makes your psychology more better,
of course, because
people get triggered by just seeing those rate numbers running. Those rate, for those people that are using a MetaTrader, when you see those rate numbers running, you get triggering, because you're making decisions out of fear, out of panic, out of so many things. And another thing people also, another thing like you talked about looking at your trade when instead of you to run to it was supposed to be, right? And I think people will do another one people do is like looking at candles in the market move. You can be on a trade, a very good trade that's supposed to go your way, but you saw one long candle going against you, and before you know you're making panic, you're making like decisions that you shouldn't have made. So that you can see that the entire framework of trading is built. It's actually created to mess with your psychology.
Definitely.
It mess with psychology.
You know, so the thing is, the market is being controlled by human beings.
Yeah.
People transacting are human beings. The big boys, the hedge funds, the banks, they are all human beings there. Nobody have robots running these things for them, right? And they are smart. So you want to take money from them. How do you take money from a smart person without the person trying to ruin you first? You understand? So you just have to master that mindset that it's a game of probability.
Yeah.
It's never 100%. If you are 50%, you are good. 50% is a pass mark. 60% is a pass mark, right? If you score 60% in your exam, you have passed, right? So it's when it's below 50%, you do in this game, even if you are even 40%, it's still a pass mark, right?
Yeah.
If you have your risk management right, if you have your risk to reward right, it's still a pass mark. But the thing about having multiple losses is, no matter how good your strategy is, it messes with your emotions. That's why as human beings we cannot say we are 100% emotionless, let me put it like that.
Yeah.
We don't, it's not possible.
Yeah.
We have this little attachment to this thing, even if it's not that visible. Maybe few seconds of reaction. There are series of time I've said the F word, like while I'm trading, like why did I do this, like, or the trade is just messing with you and you're like, damn, come on, move now. Why are you are talking to the chat? Someone seeing you might not even know, might like, is this guy okay?
Yeah, okay.
But you're talking to the chat. No matter what you say, the trade wants to do.
And these are things you won't do on a normal day.
It's not something you do on a normal day. So most times when I'm trading, I like being in the confine of just my space. Yeah. I don't like people coming around when I'm actively trading, because I want to be free to make this, to just probably shout. I'm not shouting, like, I'm not raising my voice very loud for someone to hear me, but like, guy, come on now, what's wrong with you? You know, there's this thing you just say, you're just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
But of course, I've held a trade for over a week. Profit, loss, profit, loss, profit, loss, profit. I ended up in a loss after a week. Swap fee, crazy.
Swap fee, wait.
Crazy. Euro GBP, swap fee, crazy.
Euro GBP.
It was 1 week. And it was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this, you just wasted my 1 week. If you want to hit stop loss that day, let me move, or the next day. Don't hold me down for like a week.
And the crazy thing about it is that at the end of the day, the loss you will take after holding that trade that long will be more than what you wanted to reap because of the extra swap
of course
fee.
Because of the extra swap fee and all the charges. So if you are risking, like, probably, let's say, like on that trade I risked like $500 on the trade, but I ended up going, like, taking a loss of like 600 because of the swap and fee. All. So these things adds up. But then I know that if I show up again, the next trade might be a winner. I need to cover up. So for me, one single trade covers for at least 3 losses. So even if I take that loss and I take my next trade is a winner, I'll still be in profit.
And I also, like, trading really will expose who you are, expose your person.
Of course.
Like, if you take someone that is very calm, someone that feel like, oh, I cannot get angry, I'm calm. if you take that person and teach him trading, the person will see that he has eaten anger.
The anger is there.
The anger is there, you know, because it really mess with your emotion. It will really show you it, and I feel like it's a good thing in some kind of way, because it exposes your flaws so I can deal with them.
Okay.
Because when trading exposes your flaws, if you want to win, you need to deal with those flaws that are exposed.
Yes.
You understand? There's no how you can say, oh, let me just this is my friend. You must deal with them, and I feel like that's why I've seen that even the traders that I meet, I feel like traders always have most traders that, especially profitable traders that I meet, always have the best kind of attitude towards things. They have the best they have the best way to handle situations. They have the best way, like, attitude wise. It's because trading in the long run has been able to build their mindset. I've been able to build them into being a better version of themselves. Okay. True. So these are traders that have been able to overcome psychological issues, that have been able to, like, fix their flaws, and then you know that without fixing, because if you don't fix your flaws, the market will keep beating you every single time.
Market will humble you.
Will keep beating every single time. So people might say, oh, it's just a fuel for making money, but no, it goes deeper than that.
That's what they think. They just feel like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said from the beginning. They just feel like we just click buy, we just go there, wake up in the morning, click buy and sell. They don't know the amount of emotional battle we battle on a daily. Like, trading has taught me to be patient. I never used to be a patient person. Like, do not keep me waiting. But trading has taught me that, okay, I just have to exercise this patience, because I might stay the whole day. I don't see any trade. I won't rush the market. I won't force the market. I will sleep and wake up the next morning. I'm showing up again. At the time my alarm goes off, I am up. I might go the whole day. I might take a loss that day. I might take a winning trade that day. You understand? We just wake up every day, regardless of the outcome. we show up every day.
Yeah, it's good. And trading is also not is a game of it's not a game of intelligence.
Nah.
It's a game of discipline, persistence, confidence. It's a game of patience.
Yep.
You know, it's a psychological game, not the IQ game.
Yep.
Because I'm saying that because when I discovered trading for the first time, you know, I'm thinking, I'm a first class student in school. I have all the intelligence I need to win in this industry. You know, but those periods when I came in early, it beat me hands down. It beat me too. I went into depression.
If you check story of some of these guys, likes of Q Banks, they dropped out of school. Jeffrey Benson dropped out of school. They are doing pretty well. So you don't need. I'm not saying you should drop out of school. Please go to school if you have to go to school. But then I'm just saying it's not a criteria to be successful in this field. It's not a criteria. You just need experience. You need exposure. You need the right information. Because the truth is, you might be doing rubbish for 5 years and you feel like you are not going anywhere because you are doing rubbish.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to have the right information, because when you have access to the right information, your growth will be like.
Yeah.
Because no matter how much you have, your psychology is top notch. If you still don't have the right information, there's no way your psychology will take you to. Yes, if you have the right information without psychology, you are still not going anywhere. So as this is here, this is complementing this. Right, psychology is complementing the information, the right information. The right information is also complementing the psychology. Just that psychology has more power. Okay, so that's just it.
Yeah, and looking at it, that you're looking at psychology being what makes up 90% of trading cannot even be taught.
Nah,
you can't. Nobody can teach you.
You can't.
You have to. It's a personal journey. It's something that you have to figure out and then deal with it in your own way.
Yes,
in your own way, because. Even if I say I want to teach psychology, I'm going to teach you based on my own experience. Which might not be your experience.
Yeah, a different person from me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what brings me to this next thing I want to talk about. How do you personally deal with your emotions when it comes to, like, whenever you trade? And what steps do you take to make sure that your emotions do not get the best of you?
First thing first, I have to accept that the trade might end up being a losing trade. Number one, accepting the risk. Once I'm placing that trade, I have it in my mind that money is gone. So irrespective of the outcome, I'm supposed to keep a balanced mindset, whatever the outcome of the trade is.
So you're saying that Forex principles is the opposite of life principles, because life we are told to keep a positive mindset towards things, but in Forex we're supposed to keep a negative mindset towards things. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So and other things I do that help me as well. To overcome this, after accepting the risk, I just know that okay, there's nothing I'll say to the chart that to move, right? I saw a funny video, though it was supposed to be funny. It was funny, right? Of someone blowing candlestick, trying to blow it to move in his direction. I laughed. There's nothing you would, if you like open Bible from now and read everything. What wants to happen will happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, when I'm in a running trade, I do other things that keep me busy. I play video games, right? I go online on YouTube. I watch sermons sometimes. I watch YouTube videos. I will do TikTok, Twitter, X, and I just do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not a fan of reading, so I wouldn't say I read books, but people have recommended that books are good. I prefer audiobook. Translate the book into audio message, I'll listen to it.
I think video, I prefer that too.
I'll listen to it. But to open book and read it, I did that when I was in school, and it was because it was important to do then. But now I don't think I want to subject myself to that.
Yeah. Okay,
so this is just me as a person. It might be different for you, right? So I play video games, I play board games, I have Monopoly at home sometimes, but you cannot play it alone. So, or I go out to play snooker. Yeah. I think there was a time I used to go out frequently to play snooker. So it just depends on what. Some people go out to eat, some people sleep in a running trade.
Yeah.
Anything you can do to take your mind off
the trade.
If you want to play Call of Duty Mobile, play. If you want to do anything, do. Right? Just take your mind off the chart. You can check the charts probably like say 2 hour interval, 1 hour interval. After like 1 hour, you check what's the candle doing. You're not checking whether you are in profit or loss. How did the candle close? Right? Did it close good? Did it not close good? Is it something I need to get out of this trade? Right? That's just what you need to do. Then also, in order to keep your emotions in check, don't take unnecessary trades. There are some trades that are not worth the risk. You don't want to risk your money on something that you don't have a very high probability of turning out to be possible, even if you know that you're already accepting the outcome to be negative, right? You don't have to take trades that don't meet your trade plan, this will help you. If it doesn't meet it, leave it. Even if you stay, I've not taken any trade in like 2 weeks now, right? This week that we're entering will be the 3rd week, but I'm still good. I am not rushing the market. I'm not forcing. When it comes, it comes. Now, the next one that might come might also be a loss. I don't have control over that. I only have control over my emotions and my clicking the buy or sell button.
Plan,
right? So my trade plan, I follow that. That's just it. The rest will come out how it wants to come out.
I like what you say when you said, you bring your mind to a state where you're like, that watching that market wouldn't change anything.
You won't.
Whether you're looking at just that chart running, whether you are, looking at what the candle is doing, it will not change. You're looking at it will not influence the movement of the market. So why look at it? So once you have, because I want to talk about building a system, a trading system. Once you have a trading plan, have a trading system, and the trade comes according to your plan.
Yep.
And you execute that trade. Allow that trade to play according to your plan.
Yep.
Looking at that trade wouldn't stop, wouldn't change the candles, because maybe you're looking for a buy and you see a strong bearish candle coming down. Looking at that candle and looking at your phone will not change that candle to a bullish one.
It won't.
So why look at it?
You just
why watch it? So I feel like this is what gets a lot of newbies put them in a lot of pressure, because they maybe have $10, you have $20 to trade, and then you enter a trade that works with your plan, and all day you are just staring at that phone. All day you're looking at that chart.
It won't change anything.
It won't change anything. So why do that? Once you enter your trade, entry, put your stop loss, put your take profit, allow the trade to play out. Like you said, the only time I only look at the chart is maybe I have a rule that says it depends on this candle that triggers my entry. It depends on how it closed. That's what will make me know whether that my move is valid or it is invalid, right? Yep. So the only thing I do is just wait. I don't even look at the chart. Just okay, this candle will close by 11 o'clock, example. So maybe by 10:57, 10:58, I might just log in to see how that candle will close. And once I see that candle, if it close the way I want it to close, I just leave it to run. If it close the way that invalidates my trade, I just close my trade. That is gone. It's just, you have to make trading as simple and as mechanical as possible. So the only way you're able to control your emotions, because you have made your trading system mechanical. When you see this, I do this. When you see this, I do. Once you're able to prepare your mind for any outcome that the market does, when you're able to prepare your mind, and because you have a robust system, when you're able to prepare your mind based on your system for any outcome that the market does, it helps you solve your psychological issues. You begin trading like that's why I used to say so. I say trade like a robot. That's why we have the name of this podcast, machine mentality. Think like a machine, trade like a machine, trade like a robot. If you're able to think and trade and execute like a machine, then you're able to deal with your psychological issues. That is why I felt I deemed it fit for us to start this podcast, first episode, with this topic. Because if you're talking about machine mentality, if whatever thing we are going to be saying in subsequent episodes that'll be happening, you first need to build your psychology to be able to effectively, use those information to the best of your in the best way possible, right? So that's that. Not about that. So let's go into about being a trading system. Before we even go into trading system, you have mentioned a lot of things about how you have your data. And one of the ways you can be able to collect your data to know that, I have a 50% win rate, or I have a 40% win rate, or I have a 70% win rate. Or one of the things, maybe you're figuring out that in the midst of 10 trades, you are winning at least 7, or at least 6, or at least 5. Okay, how are you able to get that information?
Okay, there's what we call conventional name backtesting, right? What people call study the charts now. Okay, backtesting helps you to build that confidence. It helps you gather data. Now, if you want to propel in the trading industry, you have to treat trading as a business. Yeah. Now, if you check most businesses, they have data analysts, they have people that gather their data, people that where they can go back and look at them like, okay, we are doing well, or this is what we have for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 years. This is what we've been able to do. So we can use that information now to project what our next year will look like to an extent. You just have that should I say how would I put this now, you just have that estimates of what you would likely, or what your performance will likely be, right? So going by that, you just need to use, there are different backtesting platforms. There's FX Replay, there's TradingView Pro, right, that you can pay for and use. Now, but I prefer FX Replay. This is not an ad for FX Replay or anything. I prefer FX Replay because they help you compute your data.
If FX Replay, but come and sponsor this video, I'm not posting it.
They help you compute your data together.
Yeah.
Okay. They help you gather your win rate. They help you gather your best wins, your losses, how many wins you have, your winning streak, your losing streak, the days you had profitable trades, whether you had more profitable trade based on buying or you have on selling and everything. They help you compute all of that. Now, before you do anything backtesting, you need to have your edge. You need to have your rules. What do I need to do? Do I trade only London session? Do I trade only New York session? Do I trade the overlap? Do I trade Asian session? Do I trade Asian breakout or trend line or whatever your strategy
You must have
is?
your strategy.
Yeah, you must have your strategy and the rules guiding that strategy.
Yeah.
You know, there is a strategy that is just basic.
Yeah.
Higher low, higher high, higher low, market structure and all. There's an in-depth to strategy.
Yeah.
It has rules.
Advanced, sorry.
Yeah. This violates this. This, I have seen this over the time. Now, when this happens, it means that this is an invalid trade to an extent. When you have all of this, you carry that to the backtesting platform. You can have it written out, you can have it on your notepad, you can have it printed out, however works best for you. For me, I have it in my phone. Okay. I look at it because I'm closest to my phone. So however works for you, Abi. So now when you carry this to the platform, you now execute this based on the rules. Oh, I have seen this, buy. If it's wrong, continue going. Do that for a period of 1 year first, right? When you do that for a period of 1 year, when you sit back and look at the results, you see that, wow, you are doing well actually. But people tie their emotions to today's result, and they don't see that tomorrow might be different.
So they are more focused on the short-term goal.
Yes, than the long-term goals. You cannot judge your strategy based on 1 or 2 trades.
Yeah.
Take 20 trades and follow your plan. I told my sister this one time because she's into Forex as well. So I told her, take 20 trades.
Forex family.
Take 20 trades, follow your plan, and see what the outcome will be like. For every time you don't follow your plan, you start from beginning. Take 20 trades and follow your plan strictly. If you don't see the trade, rest. Do that for a period of 20 trades or 6 months or 1 year and look at the result. You will see that you are moving forward, but you cannot see because you don't know what tomorrow looks like. So what I tell myself is, I say this to myself, I don't know what tomorrow market looks like. So I don't worry about today. Today has come or today's market has come, probably at the end of the trading day, it has gone.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's market, I don't know what to look like. It set up my printout and I might take it and I might make money. I might take it, it might be a loss. You understand? But then at the end of the period or month or week or whatever or year, I'm supposed to be profitable. That's the goal. Now, let me give you an instance. Now, I want to travel somewhere, right? Let's say I'm going to Lagos by road, and you know that when I'm traveling, there will be potholes, bad roads here and there. The car might break down, and all these are the like barriers. But in the end, I'll still get to my location. So if I look at these barriers, this road is bad though. How would I move? I will not embark on that journey.
Exactly. Maybe start going back.
Yeah, or let me even give you a very perfect example.
Yeah.
The World Cup of 2022.
Yeah.
Argentina's first match against Saudi Arabia was a loss. They lost that match 2-1. They won Argentina, right? People started mocking Argentina. They are going out and all. But then who won the World Cup? Argentina. They didn't know that they were going to win the World Cup. They just did what? They came back, went back to the dressing room, talk, probably re-strategize. This is what we did. This is what we did wrong. We should do this. And they won their next match. They kept winning and all. And all. At the end, they carried the World Cup. Right? Yeah, it was a challenging World Cup, but they still carried it. So that's a look at the long-term goal. Your first trade might be a loss. My first trade of 2024 was a losing trade. But I ended January with a 4% positive on my account. But the first trade was a losing trade.
Yeah.
Now, if I had said, this first trade is a losing trade, why? And I allowed it to affect my decision making, I would have taken series of losing trades.
Yeah.
Right? So I just don't allow it to affect me. I just look at the long term. I look at the bright side of it. I've been in a losing streak, right? I think the month of February, I lost trades. Okay, that was because I made mistakes here. I listened to people. Again, another thing is listening to people when you have a plan. See, if I am analyzing a trade and I'm seeing a buy, even if Jeff Bezos say he wants to sell, I will still buy. Now let me take a loss and let me re-strategize, or let me take a loss and okay, I did this wrongly, this was what happened. So I listened to somebody. I saw this thing and I told myself, I already drew the chart, everything, this is what I'm expecting. But then I went to seek someone else's opinion. That's the mistake. It's good to seek another person's opinion. Sometimes they might open your eye, but you need to know that sometimes you need to learn yourself. You need to make that mistake to be able to learn. Now when I went to see someone else's opinion, and the person changed my perspective, right? And when the person changed my perspective, I changed my entire bias. And for the period of like 1 month, I think in the month of February, I missed lots of trades on a particular pair. Like I would have made lots of money on that particular pair, but I missed it because I relied on someone else's information. I'm not saying the person might be wrong, right? But then there is a reason I have my plan. And there is a reason my plan is different from the person's plan. Yeah. If I had followed my plan, I would have definitely taken those trades because I saw it. But I was like, since this person said this thing, I'm not expecting this thing to happen again. Meanwhile, that thing was happening in my before.
So someone might, when you have a plan, when you have a rule, and maybe someone comes and says something, and it might makes you see something different, that in fact at that point even forget about what your rule is. So if you're able to stick to your rule, and the psychological effect of doing that is that when you take a loss on that trade, you start blaming that person.
Yes, you start blaming, and again when you see it, you might not be confident again to take that
trade again. So but the thing is, if you're following your rules, you're following your plan instead. At least know that if you take a loss, it's based on I followed my plan and I took this loss, so it's fine. You see, that's why I used to say that a win is not only when you make a profit. A win is following your plan. That's what the win is.
If you follow your plan without even trading that day, you have won.
You have won. Following your plan flawlessly, that is a win. So if you see your playbook play out and you execute flawlessly, you have won. Whether that trade went in profit or went in loss, that's not the case. You have won. Why have you won? Because now, for you to have a playbook, that means that through backtesting and through series of trading, you have seen what the worst and the best outcome of your trading period can be. So you know that definitely there'll be losses. Loss is inevitable. You can do it. So losing one trade doesn't mean that in the long term it's going to be your entire trade will be at a loss. Maybe at the end of the day you might end up the month in a profit, or maybe that month might be a losing month, but the next 2 months you have subsequent winning month. So you just have to keep following your plan. Execute the same way you backtested. That's why people don't get it. There are a lot of things that backtesting do for you. Backtesting helps you build confidence. Backtesting helps you trust your strategy. Backtesting helps you, be able to know your trading performance, your track record. Because if someone comes to you and asks you, let's say maybe you have just been trading for a while, but you have not really documented your track record. Someone comes to ask you, what's the track record? You might be, you can say, come back in 1 year time and give my track record. It doesn't make any sense, right? But you feel like, okay, this is my backtesting. This is what I have been backtesting over a series of 3 years, and this is my track record. If I was trading 3 years ago, with since I have now, that is a valid track record. That is a valid track record. So you all have to just to reproduce what you have backtested. So backtesting has a lot to it, and people don't know that backtesting even solve your psychological problem.
Of course,
because once you're able to trust your strategy and have confidence in your strategy, you're able to execute flawlessly. You're able to know that definitely when you were backtesting you were losing as well. But those losses did not mean that you ended up not being profitable. You ended up profitable, right? So it helps you accept losses. When you have a loss, you're like, it's actually one of those losses, so you keep going. You see your playbook again, you execute. A lot of people have an issue of, I used to get this DM on my people are like, I took this trade, I've been losing, and I asked them, have you backtested? Did you backtest? Because backtesting will make you know that, okay, will make you know your what they call it, your data, right? In a series of 10 trades, how many trades can I lose? Okay, I've been losing. Okay, in 10 trades, I'm losing 3 trades. I'm winning 7. Okay, that does not mean that maybe it doesn't mean that one day you won't take 10 trades and lose at least 5. Because you are trading over and over again, so you might lose 5. But then once you look at the overall track record, you realize that I lost 5 trades this week, but I won an extra 12, 13 trades next week. You know, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It still brings back your percentage to what it's supposed to be, 70%
Yeah.
when it's supposed to be. So these are things that traders need to understand. But this thing has to be your psychology.
It does. The thing is, I had someone come to my DM, I think 2 weeks ago too as well. He was like, I think I posted this anonymous thing. So he was like, he's not going to do anonymous. So he wants to come direct and tell me that he wants a session with me, even if it's a Zoom session of 1 hour and all. I'm like, bro, I am not the Messiah. Having 1 hour session with me will not cure your problem.
Yeah.
I asked him, how well do you know your strategy? What is your win rate? What is your losing streak? What is your winning streak? How well do you know that? I am asking you this. If you can provide me with this, and I know where the problem is. Because you told me that you passed phase 1 and phase 2, you blew a funded account. You passed phase 1, you have another account, you're in phase 1 or something like that. I'm like, you passed phase 1 and phase 2, that means you did something right. Go and look at that period that you traded. What did you do right and what did you do wrong?
Yeah.
Now go back and back test it.
Yeah, because if something works, I feel like you should just maintain.
You should just maintain until it stops working. So I like go back and check, then come back to me and tell me what you discovered. Like, it does not have money to purchase an account, so it does not have money to purchase all this backtesting software and all. So I told him that for Forex Replay, they have 5 days free trial. If you are serious, you utilize that 5 days. Just put in your card. They show that they can debit you 5 days. Use that 5-day free trial and go heavily. You can backtest 1 year in less than 2-3 days. Yeah. Right. So pick 2 years steadily and go hard on it. You
need 2 days to
right.
You can backtest 1 day in 2 hours.
Sometimes. I don't know how free. I'm a full-time trader. Yeah. I don't know how free it is, but I do backtest sometimes 10 hours. I'm seated backtesting, studying. Right. Now I told him he should go back and look at these things, then replicate the same thing. Now this guy came back after I think he came back few days ago to tell me that he has purchased the laptop. He has been able to trade and he has been able to withdraw to purchase the laptop. I'm like, have you seen what I told you? So it's not every time. You don't need to follow somebody to be like, if this guy just send me a meeting with him, I've made it in life.
Exactly.
Yes, sometimes it's possible. But then you need to check, what is this person doing that I am not doing first? Because if you hop on a call with me, I'll tell you what I'm doing, and you go and see that it's the same thing that you're not doing. So I ask you first, let's not stress ourselves, let's not waste each other's time by hopping on a call, right? What are you doing? Are you doing this? This is what I am doing. No, it's not as if I'm doing any magical thing, right? This is what I am doing. Are you doing the same thing? You see that you are not. Are you putting enough time into studying? See, this field of trading of Forex is very broad.
Especially if you are doing it full time.
Yes, it's very broad. People just feel like they just want to come into the industry and they'll ask me, when can I be profitable? I
get that question. I'm like, bro, how many months will it take?
Come on. If you go to learn any other skill, say you go and learn how to barb hair, also fashion designing. Do you want to tell me that you become a pro in 1 year? You can't
become a pro.
People that barb all these celebrities, go and ask them how long they've been barbing for. You see that most of them are barbing for years.
Use school, for example. When they go to learn whatever professional field they want to learn in school,
you stay there 4 years.
Some schools, some people are even learning medicine or that. It's
5 years or 7 years. So you see, so you want to stay 4, 5 years, 6 years to learn this course, but you want to come to this field and do it in what field?
It's crazy because
what magic do you want to do?
You spend 4 years to learn a course that will not give you immediate results. You still have to go and look.
For a job and you start earning small first before you now get to a level of promotion.
But then you are learning a skill that will change your entire generation.
And you want to do it in Come on. Sometimes these questions are always. I just used to tell me that yes, it will be easy for you now because there are tons of information everywhere. You understand? Yeah. Everybody's giving free courses online. There's ICT mentorship, full mentorship.
I mean, we are out there giving out free psychological.
Yeah, we are out there giving out free psychology. Do you understand? So there are informations out there. When I started, I had to pay for mentorship. I did IML. This one that they are when they call a trade, stop loss is 50 pips, first take profit is 30 pips. I'll win 1 trade, I'll be happy. I'll lose one loss will wipe out 3 trades.
1 is to 0.5.
Do you understand? It's crazy. But then these were like idols, idolos and all. So we're like following them. Meanwhile, they didn't, because the information was not there. We're not enlightened. Yeah. I paid for another mentorship, Q Banks. Yeah, you opened my eyes, right? Wall Street Academy, shout out to you. They opened my eyes, Q Banks. I was seeing the market differently. Okay, this is what I was doing wrong. Risks. I started learning risk management, risk to reward. Understand? I was now understanding these things. I'm like, oh, so this was what I was missing out. But then it took me a whole lot of time. See, if I'm starting trading now, if I'm just starting trading now with the commitment I had back then, if I just start now with the tons of information out there, I know I'll be profitable. It won't take me as long as it took me
now,
to be profitable. Yeah,
exactly.
but then I will not still rush the process. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to do this. Yeah, I know that making money is good, right? But then on the other hand, you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You can be profitable in 1 year. Nobody's saying you can. After all, Dax did it now. This Dax, right? You can be profitable in 1 year. There is nobody saying you must do 3-4 years to profitable. But if you put in the work, right, with the right information, you will be profitable.
Okay, coming back to what we're talking about, like someone asking you. I mean, I had this experience where someone reached out to me on Twitter and it was like, "Oh, I promise I was trading this $2,000 stock on account and I lost all the money." Okay, but he said before I lost it, I've been winning. I've been winning very well. I made so much profit in the account, but at some point I took a major loss that made me lose all that money. But then right now, I've taken months of rest, and I want to go back to the market, but my psychology is down. Like I'm afraid to fund. I'm afraid to even place a trade. I'm afraid to do this. I just gave a simple solution. I was like, you know what? You want to get back your confidence. You want to, because I mean, I think he called my course and he was like, bro, I've been trying your course on the demo account and it's working. Like I'm seeing that I'm making profit, but I still have this fear of funding because for me, I'm still battling that PTSD of what happened. So I gave him a solution. I was like, you know what? This is what you do. The best way for you to build your confidence in the initiatives that you have built, that you have learned, okay, is to backtest.
Of course.
Go back and backtest. Go back and put strategy to see whether. And if I asked him how much you want to fund, he said he wants to fund another 2K. I say fine. Go to the first play. Put your capital to 2K.
Yes.
You understand? Backtest with the 2K. See what you can make from that. Guess what? He came back with someone like, wow, bro, I just funded my account and I'm making so much money already. I'm like, that is it. Backtesting will solve a lot of problems.
Yes.
So some of the questions people are asking like, just go and backtest. If I feel like that's the answer I'm giving people now.
Just go and backtest. And again, backtest sincerely.
Sincerely.
That's the truth. Because
sincerely.
how I used to backtest before, I used to use TradingView Pro. Yeah, and because I've already seen what the markets will do, I'll be tweaking my mindset not to take that trade. Let's say I would have taken this trade normally and it should have been a loss. But because I have seen that it was a loss, I am now like trying to like, I would have taken this trade here. Give one salient reason. Maybe look at the time, it's 10 p.m. I would have been sleeping.
Yeah.
All those kind, just because I want to avoid taking a trade there. Why backtesting? But sincere backtesting is this. What I do is I just close my eye. I just scroll back, like for FX replay. I just choose the date. As I choose the day, I don't even know what the market has done that period. And when for FX play, once you cut price, once you say you want to start your session from this period, you cannot go back.
Yeah.
You have created your profile to start the session from, let's say, 2022. You cannot say you want to, except you create another session, right? So you start from that 2022 till date. So when I do like that, FX play, once you play, if price has passed you, it has passed you. You know, for TradingView, once it passes, you can rewind and just, okay, let me do this. So you have seen what price wants to do. You now rewind to now, you are deceiving yourself. All right. So for FX replay, that's one thing that's why I love FX replay. I think I've mentioned FX replay too much. Please remind me not to again. But then you just cut price back and set your limits. Once it has passed, it has passed.
Yeah.
It don't go.
Yeah.
You understand?
So that is it. I feel like 90% of emotions in trading comes from uncertainty. And is it like emotions builds uncertainty, and it comes from what's uncertainty? Why do we have uncertainty? Because people have uncertainty because they don't have a clear trading plan.
Yes.
We're able to have a trading plan. So first thing to use to have a good psychology, number one, or to deal with emotion, number one, build a robust system.
Yep.
A robust system will help you know what to do. Whatever the markets present, you know what to do.
Yep.
You know when to be in the market, when not to be in the market. It's a system that's built all of that. So build a system that works. Okay, so I can know what to do and when to do whatever you want to do. And secondly, you have to practice patience.
Definitely.
You have to wait for your play out, for your playbook to play out. You have to wait for your trade to come. You have to execute flawlessly. People always think about executing flawlessly. It thinks that I mean, you hear me say it when I'm like, don't mess with the probability. Why do I say that? Why do I say don't mess with the probability? Because if you have a system, if you're backtesting and you're taking the trade every single time when your opportunity presents itself, and then when you came to a live environment, you're not skipping trades. Oh, you saw your trading plan today, or your trading role plan. You took it, but then maybe took a loss, and then you don't want to take the next one because you took a loss in the first one. You have messed with the probability.
Of course.
Because maybe that second one would have been the one that would have in
Yes,
ATP and then
yes.
covered for your. So you are messing with the probability. Whenever you're trading, whenever you're, before I used to have a mindset of have a target for. Every day we learn. I used to have a mindset of, if have a target for a day, or if you want to trade only 2 trades, have a target for that. So I want to trade only 2 trades, and then if you take those 2 trades, don't trade again. But I have a different mindset to that now. Always execute all the trades that play according to your playbook.
Definitely.
Or else you mess up with the probability. Every single trade that play according to. So you should have a playbook and your playbook is something that you have backtested already now.
Yes, now.
And when you were backtesting, you were not skipping trade. You were not having trading targets for the day. You were just backtesting. So why is it that when you come to a live environment, you want to do something different? That is why you are not. That's why you are still unprofitable, because you are not replicating what you did when you were backtesting. You're now having your psychology is now scattered. It's now messed up everywhere. It's like having a mental impact on you. What you should do is that the same way you are backtested is the same way you should trade in your live environment. Yes, I know that when backtesting there was not much emotions, okay, but in a live environment, I having mix of emotion because I deal with actual money. But if you can make your trade as mechanical as possible, you realize that you have very limited emotions. Like you don't really like me. I trade with almost zero emotions. No matter what, people say, you lost this money today and you're still laughing, playing game. I'm like, before I lost this money, I have accepted this risk. Like when you say you have accepted it. Before I lost $2,000 on the trade, or $1,000 on the trade, or $500, I accepted that risk.
Yes,
am I willing to lose $1,000 on this trade? Am I willing to use $500 on this trade?
Same thing I tell people.
So I'm like, yes, I was able to. So you don't expect me to go and cry because I lost money. No. Another thing is I know that my next 2 trade will recover me times 3,
of course,
or times 4 of that trade.
Of course,
right? When you're able to make your trading as mechanical as possible, you have already dealt with majority of your psychological issues.
Of course. That's why I tell people, like, if you know the amount I've lost today, and I'm smiling with you, if I tell you, you'll be wondering whether I'm normal or anything. Well, because I know that it's just today. Tomorrow will be better.
Another day.
You understand? Tomorrow will be much more better. And again, I want to say something that affects people in the market. I know a lot of people might disagree with this, but I don't care about the news. I don't care about what the outcome of the news would be. I know there are dreadful news that one should be careful of, CPI and FOMC and all, NFP and all. But the thing is, I tell people this. Yes, sometimes when there's news, it messes with your psychology. It still affects me today. In as much as I don't care about it all too much, right? It still affects some of my decisions. But I'm still a work in progress, right? I'm not saying I'm dead. I'm like 100%. You get. But whenever you are backtesting, or whenever you are gathering your data, do you open Forex Factory? I'm like, oh, let me open Forex Factory. Is there news today? Oh, there is news today. Why backtesting? I did not take this trade while I was backtesting because that day was NFP day. You didn't do that. You will notice that some of the times you've had a winning trade, it was the news that even pushed that trade to your direction.
Exactly.
Right? So why are you fretting when there is a news coming up? You can only be like, okay, let me see if the news will play out this way, if I can close that trade in case it violates my stop loss. There are some, because of the volatility, you might miss your stop loss. You understand? So can I close this trade before my account, it blows my account or something? Of course, one trade is not supposed to blow your account, but due to volatility and all. So you understand? So try as much as possible to just trade what you backtested. You did not check news
when you were backtesting.
So you did not add it to your trade plan, like every first Friday of the month, NFP day, and we avoid. Did you avoid every first Friday while you were trading? Why you say you have a 60% win rate or 50%? Excuse me. Why you say you have like a 60% win rate? You gather data while backtesting. You did not check every second week CPI or every first week NFP to say, okay, I am not trading this day because of news. So why are you choosing to stay out today? You are messing with your probability, like you have said.
Your probability.
Except you added news to your trade plan. If not, just trade.
Just trade. Forget about
most of the times, if you are correct with your analysis and okay, let me not say if you are correct. Let me say if your analysis goes with the pro trend, most likely the news will actually favor you if you move in your direction. Okay, so just trade. Don't let news get to you because it will affect how you are thinking. Now, the trade I mentioned earlier that I said I closed out before hitting take profit and all, that I was making emotional decisions. That trade was FOMCD, and I made decision because of FOMC. Yes, he played up and down. Or, FOMC is like a statement, like speech or something. So whatever they are saying, the market is reacting. So up and down, like that. But it ended up going my way. He wouldn't have taken my stop loss. He didn't even get close. I was in profit before the news even before it was time for the news. But then I made emotional decision because of the news. But if I am back testing that place today, if I'm saying, okay, this happened like 2-3 weeks ago, if I'm backtesting that place today, I would have been that, okay, this was where I would have taken, okay, market took liquidity and all my entries here. I wouldn't have looked at the news. So I wouldn't have bothered about how it played out. So I was like, okay, he ended up being take profit and it's take profit. Yeah. So why? So these are the things that affect people, probably because of the stories we've heard about this news. It just made it very dreadful. Yeah. And you are not supposed to trade it, stay out. Yes, it's advisable to be careful when trading the news, but just trade.
Probably majority of the time I realize that the news will just trigger my entry and go my direction.
Yes, same here.
It's just like if you're technical. One thing I know, or one thing maybe people are not agree with me, right? Yeah. It's fine for you not to agree. We can agree to disagree, right? One thing I realized is that like the news doesn't miss. If you have a good technical analysis, the news will not violate your technical analysis. Yes. If you are in the right direction.
Yes.
What it will only do is to only estimate.
Yes.
So instead of violating, it's maybe we're expecting market to come tap here and then go a direction. The news can make that happen in like few minutes. Like
yes.
Pop entry, TP.
One spike would also trigger you and then
TP. So the news can hasten it, but it might not violate it.
Yes.
The only reason why the news will violate your entries maybe because you were wrong.
Yes. You are the wrong place.
You're just wrong about it, and it's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong. Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong.
So just trade. I feel like it affects loads of traders, and there are some people that will tell you that I'm in a running trade, or there's a news coming up, or whatever the news does, I'll know whether I'll leave the market profitable or not. They post these things and they let you know that they are still in the trade, regardless of whether there is news or there is no news. They are there because while they were backtesting, they did not check. About news, right? Yeah. So it's okay to check if there's news every day, so that you know what to expect, whether you expect high volatility or not. But then the truth is, if you can even avoid, let me whisper this part, if you can even avoid not even checking, don't check. Because you did not check, why you did not even open it at all. Yeah. Because once you know that there is news that day,
panic.
Oh God.
So many emotional decisions take place.
Should I take this trade? What if the market, what if news pushes trade away from my... Yeah. Why people are thinking like me, I'm even thinking that what if news push to go and trigger my entry then reverse?
Bro, there's one that happened to me, like I think a few weeks ago, and I promise I'll never allow that happen again. I was on a trade, so this trade I was in profit, but then there was, I think it was FOMC? I think it was FOMC. FOMC was going to happen that week, and I was like, let me move my stop loss to break even. Well, let me move my stop loss to make even.
It was FOMC.
And FOMC came, just stop my break even.
FOMC, USD card, USD card.
And then went to profit. I'm like, if I just kept that stop loss, it was...
That's the thing. Emotional
decisions come in when you're worried about the news.
Yes.
So guys, I mean we have said so much today, and I mean these are the things that will be happening on this podcast. I'm gonna be bringing top traders to come and sit and we discuss experiences, discuss strategies, discuss insight that we have been using that we are going to that propel each of us to success. Right? Make small profitable, right? We're going to be talking about a lot of things like this. I'm going to be even in this channel, we're going to be looking at even trading sessions. I mean, I'm ever up on the trading session with Ray, and we can stream it live on YouTube, and then you can upload and you can maybe make some money that day. We're going to be making money, right? Yeah. So it's going to be, I'm just going to make this, I'm going to build a community on YouTube. So please, if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And if you have been here from the beginning to now, that means what we say really makes sense, or you really enjoy what we are saying here, or you have actually learned one or things from what you are saying. So please hit the subscribe button. There's going to be tons of knowledge that's going to come on this channel. I'm going to bring people that will come here and say a lot of good stuff. And trust me, if I'm bringing a trader here, it's a very respectable and valuable trader. People that know that these guys are actually profitable. It's not like the guys that are out there claiming profitable when they are not actually profitable. These are like people that are very profitable. So subscribe. Turn on post notification. You can follow Ray on Twitter. I'm sure his Twitter handle will be somewhere on the screen. You can also follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram as well. And let's go. Let's join the family. Let's become part of the family and let's grow together. Thank you so much. See you guys in the next episode. Bye.